Second Call started in 2006. I simply wanted to stop the violence in the community. The neighborhoods that had been at war for over 30 years, my idea was to stop that. I had a great plan. My plan was to be the next Father Greg Boyle. I was going to get everybody a job. And it didn't work because a lot of them showed up high, they showed up late, they would work 1 week and quit. It just wasn't working out. So what I came to see was that they needed to have certain skills. They needed skills because some of them had never had a job or never been in a workplace environment. So I knew that that wasn't working. I had to go deeper. And my good friend, my mentor, Bo Taylor, told me, he said, it's dysfunction, Skip. He said, you're dealing with dysfunction. If you could sit down with the people you're working with and just have a conversation about dysfunction. And when we sat down and talked about dysfunction, I uncovered that there was a lot of unresolved and vicarious trauma. So now what I do is when people say they want a job or they're looking for a career, what we do is have them sit in a circle and talk about, well, how do you feel? How do you deal with emotions? How do you deal with anger? How do you deal with low self-esteem? How do you deal with the everyday life struggles that go on in the community? Individuals who come home from prison, there's a lot of hopelessness where they're like, man, they're not going to hire me. They're not going to help me. They're not going to do anything for me. And there's a lot of people who are looking at individuals who are coming home from prison and coming from those communities like, man, they're not going to work out. They're not going to be here more than a month or 2 weeks and be late and show up. Might even steal something, man. It's not worth it. So both sides are saying it's not worth it. It's going to take the paradigm shift and the baby steps. And I think this is the first step. This is one of the first steps, so I appreciate it. We have a 61-year-old first-year apprentice. This guy did 41 years in prison. No government programs is available for him. That's part of Second Call. What we do is we deal with the people that society normally disregards and ignores. Society has to stop being afraid of people, and that's what we do at Second Call. We invest in people. I think our biggest challenge and the thing that we should have, in my opinion, is a building. There should be an east side of the building and a west side of the building, right? Because as the west side of the building, where I come from, I will teach the trauma-informed care. I would teach the domestic violence, the anger management. But of course, Big John on the east side of the building, he's going to do everything to make sure that they understand about the carpentry, about algebra, about the science of every trade they might want to get into. So it needs to be a mixture of both. We need to have healthy people, and once they're healthy, they need to stay in that building and go on the other side and learn how to swing a hammer and learn how to use a tape measure and learn the things that they're going to need, especially how to be 2 hours early and not 2 minutes late on a job site, and how to work with people who may not look like them, may not speak their language. But, so there's so much that we need to have in one place. And by us having meetings in different locations for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think we're very effective, but not as effective as we should be. The message that I would like to share is that we're all a family. White, black, brown, whatever the color is, we're the human family. And we are so dysfunctional. And I believe that Second Call can help take that dysfunction away, where we can be a healthy family. We don't have to live dysfunctional anymore. We don't have to be in fear of each other. We don't have to compete against one another. I believe that if Second Call works the right way, we could be a healthy family, nationwide and bigger than that, even worldwide. Just how can we work together on our common goals instead of competing or being afraid of each other?